Okay, we're still building our diagram. We're now at 6.2. We're going to add background objects. In the previous 6.1, we created 3 layers, if you recall, named title, bounding boxes, and legend. So, what we can do is now just use regular Visio tools to create things like our title, which I just used the text tool and I'm typing in title. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in so you can see that better. You can certainly, like any other tool, you can enlarge these fonts to fit obviously what your diagram requirements are. So there's a title. Now that's an object. Okay. I'll go to the arrow, but you have to be careful when you click, like any software, you're clicking the text tool, you go into text edit here, you go back to the arrow to just select. Now, I'm not sure what layer this ended up on. I right mouse click on the object, I go format and layer. You can see it was not set at all to any layer, but it's easily added. So I add this text to the title layer and say OK. Now there's some other things I need to, I'll just change to 75% here, other things I need to create which are bounding boxes. So we can go up to some of the drawing tools here and draw a box. And we can, on that box, if we go ahead and get our pointer back, we can go ahead and do things like add a fill. Now if you right mouse click on that box, you go into shape menu and you can see here all your normal kind of controls. See? But under format, if I go to fill, I can adjust transparency for this. In other words, that orange color or whatever it is, I'll change it to something a little more helpful. Let's go ahead and hit with a nice dark blue. But you can see I can adjust that transparency. It gives you more of a, obviously, transparent look, but it's a little lighter. So I'll apply that, say OK, and you can see it's there. So I've got one of these bounding boxes, I call them. And again, I'm not sure what layer it put on. It's not really important at this point. I can go right mouse click, format layer, and put it on the layer I need it. And I will mention here, I can put it on multiple layers if I need to. And that's more advanced use. Right now, it's just one-to-one. So I put that on the bounding box, and then I'm going to also create a legend, which I'll just duplicate the title here, and I just selected and did a Control D to do that, and I'll change that to legend. And again, I'm now going to send this to the legend layer. Well, notice I duplicated it, so it was on title, so it still remembers that it's a duplicate, and so it's on, but I can deselect. It's now off of title, select legend, that's where it is. Okay, so I've got 3 objects on my diagram: a title, a bounding box, and this legend. Right? So I've added things to my layers. So if I go under View, Layer Properties, you can see I have 1 object each on each one of these layers. Obviously, I have to work with this diagram more to actually flesh out the title and the bounding boxes and the legend. I'll do that before the next tutorial, and you can see how it looks.